Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers. You're around here, we don't keep receipts, we keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard Keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, the Ref, where I keep you up to score in everything sports, hip hop, and hot topics. And look what's on the board. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, one of our favorite sports. This is one of our favorite sports to absolutely watch on the weekends, on a Saturday night. It's always been one of my favorite sports. I love boxing. I love to watch it. I love the competitive nature. One of the biggest things I love about this particular sport is the conditioning that the athletes get in order to perform. This is why I never want to see a knockout early in the rounds. I'm not saying I don't want to see one. I'm saying I don't want to spend $250 to $500 on a ticket to get a decent seat and see somebody get knocked out in the first round before I finish my drink. I want to see a competitive fight. If you came in there and you get knocked out in the second round, you may have should have left that man alone and picked a different competitor. Okay? There's no excuse for you to come in there and be put out that early, not unless, you know what I'm saying, it's Mike. Okay? We all know what Mike did. We know what Mike, I don't care. Now that he's the only exemption on what I'm saying. He's exempt from what I'm saying. Mike. Okay? Mike gonna come in and get you out of there and everybody wanted to see it because that's what he do. Okay? He comes in there and to get you out of there and everybody knew it prior to the fight most times. So it wasn't no surprises. But if you coming in there with some surprises, you did all this talking and so on and so forth, and then all of a sudden you go downtown Freddie Brown, you know what I mean? There's a problem. But once again on a Saturday night tonight, we're gonna have some boxing, guys. Let's get this clock started. You know what I'm saying? I want to say welcome back to a couple of people. Okay, I'm gonna save the one guy for last, and I'm trying to figure out why is he so what's the big secret with him? Okay, like I thought that he should have been on, you know, the main card. A lot of people probably don't even know that he's fighting tonight. When I found out that he was fighting, I was surprised. I happened to be watching the press conference and I saw him sitting at the table and I said, wait a minute. I didn't see him on the card. Like I didn't see him on a promotional card. So I said, what the hell is he doing there? And I remember him because he was being trained by his father. And, you know, unfortunately his father passed away. He had some brothers and stuff like that. So I know that he was going through something, but he's a somebody. He's a somebody that should have been on that card, you know, as a promotional piece. He's somebody that should have been on that card as a promotional piece, in my humble opinion. I believe that there's a lot of people will know him when I mention his name. And guess what? When I found out he was fighting, I went to go look him up to find out what he was saying about the fight. And he was talking about hunting somebody down tonight. Oh yeah. He talking about hunting somebody down tonight. So I said, oh man, I know I got to get my popcorn ready. So you know where I'm going to be tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Phone's going to be on Do Not Disturb. I'm going to be taking my notes. And then I'm going to come right back here with my scoreboard keepers. And I hope you guys are in the comments below, because I want you guys to pick your winners tonight. You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to let me know who you think's going to win on this card. So, hey, let's get right into it. Of course, the main event. Hey, the news is Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is returning to the ring at the age of 46. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, at the age of 46. And I've learned one thing about Manny Pacquiao is that you just can never count him out. I've seen him fight before. I don't know if he lives a different kind of lifestyle. And he's not one that's going to be out partying all night long. I know he has a family and stuff like that, so he could be still dedicated to his craft. So please don't underestimate this man and think that just because he's 46 years old that his body, is 46. His body after it may not be 46. He may still have those hands. And when it comes to this sport, if you're just training, age is just a number. 46 is 46 is somebody that's not taking care of themselves. All right, they'd be fearing 46. Manny Pacquiao probably doesn't fear 46 because he probably never stopped training. But he's facing a tough customer tonight. Okay? He's fighting. Listen, that cowboy over there is a tough customer. Mario Barrios is a tough customer. Come on. Listen, where my Mexican fans at? Where my Mexican fans at? Where my Mexican boxing fans at? Where y'all at tonight? Listen, I need my Mexican fans to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Where y'all at? Because everybody knows that when you're fighting a Mexican fighter and they talking, there's another Filipino boxer on the card tonight besides Manny Pacquiao, and they talking about the Philippines versus Mexico tonight. So I was just surprised because, like I said, when I heard all of that, and I didn't expect to see that one fighter that I was talking about when we first started, I didn't know that he was on the card. And he could steal the spotlight from all of these fighters tonight. He damn right. He can steal the spotlight from all of the fighters that's on the card tonight. Because he has that type of pedigree. He has that type of pedigree where he can steal the light from all of these fighters, especially if he's ready to go. I mean, he knows what it takes. His father taught him what it takes to be ready for a fight like this. He's been in big fights before. So, Manny Pacquiao tonight, southpaw. Boop, 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 boop. Southpaw. You got to be careful. Because they never see it coming. That's the problem. They never see it coming. Manny Pacquiao will definitely be throwing some things that Mario Barrios may not be seeing tonight. And I didn't get to go into Manny Pacquiao's training, but I would have loved to seen his preparation. He's a real private guy. So I didn't get to go in there and see what how he was training for this fight, because Mario Barrios towers. When I tell you, listen, ladies and gentlemen, he towers over Manny Pacquiao. Like, I mean, seriously, the man towers over Manny Pacquiao. I mean, seriously, he towers over Manny Pacquiao, man. This is a big guy. He has some reach on him too. He has some reach on him. Y'all look at that guy. Look at the shoulders. So that you listen, you already know what kind of, if you're a boxing fan, you already know what type of fight this is going to be, right? You already know what type of fight this is going to be, because in order for Manny Pacquiao to get in there, he going to have to go get some. He going to have to go get him some. You got to take one to give one. And guess what? We all know Mexican fighters like to be in phone booths. And they willing to take a beating. They willing to take a beating before they say no mas. So Manny Pacquiao has to be ready to do whatever it takes in order to get, and he's fighting against some youth. He's fighting against youth tonight. You know what I'm saying? Mario Barrios is a young guy. He's a young you know, he's a young Thundercat. You know, where all my Mexican fans at? I need y'all to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. Look, and guess what, guys? It's a belt on the line tonight. I just want y'all to know that it's very rare that we see Manny Pacquiao not in the fight in a fight without a belt. But it's not unusual for him to come into a fight and be taking somebody's belt either. So I'm just saying, Mario Barrios has the WBC welterweight title. Okay? That's what you see hanging over his shoulder. That's what you see in the middle there. Okay? So we just previewing some of these Vegas biggest fights, man. And it's been a good couple of weeks. You know? So you got age versus legacy. Okay? Age versus legacy. Basically, that's the clash. Pacquiao is 62-8-2 with 39 knockouts, y'all. Barrios is 29-2-1 with 18 knockouts. So we all know that in boxing, they say styles make fights. I don't like that term because I believe that stereotypes great boxers into being one-dimensional. Okay, because a good boxer can change up his style within the fight. That's the adjustments that need to be made. So that term right there, basically, to me, it only defines a certain type of fighter. Okay, one that you know, a one-dimensional type fighter. I wouldn't use that with somebody like Crawford or Shakur Stevenson or somebody like that. Them dudes adjust it within the ring and during the fight. A lot of people can't do that. You got to be thinking on your toes. Okay, so I mean, you got a classic southpaw with Manny Pacquiao throws a lot of punches because he's fast versus the reach and the youth of Mario Barrios. You know what I'm saying? So the stakes are high here because you got to wonder if Mario Barrios can take the speed and the agility of Pacquiao, and you got to wonder if Pacquiao can beat on this guy for hours, because that's what it might take. Not to mention, this is Pacquiao's comeback after nearly 4 years, y'all. 4 years. 4 years. And don't be paying attention to the clock because we're going into the second quarter on this one. For sure. He's been off for 4 years. So I'm going to love this. I'm going to love to just see the type of professional that Manny Pacquiao is if he can just come in there and shake that rust off after a couple of rounds. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to know right from the first round, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going into the second quarter. I'm going to know right from the first round what type of conditioning Manny Pacquiao is in, and I'm going to know what his plan is for Mario Barrios. So, you know, it's going to take a lot, man, to go in there. You know, inside of that guy that got reach on you and height. And if he comes to box, he could be a problem for Manny Pacquiao. But if he fights his classic style and he fights the way he's been fighting, he may fit right into Manny Pacquiao's wheelhouse, man. So this is going to be an interesting fight. Next up on the card. So that's going to be a great fight. We already know that's going to be a great fight, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? We already know this. But then we got this other young Thundercat. Okay? Fundora versus Tszyu. This is a rematch. A bloody one. These boys got bloody the first time they fought. So this right here could be a brutal fight. Because I believe, remember what we just said when we said styles make fights? And I told you about the one-dimensional type of guys that pertains to? I believe that Tszyu is going to make an adjustment for this fight. Because once again, you got a very, very tall fighter. Fundora looks 7 feet tall, y'all. I'm telling you, he looks 7 feet tall. This is the Giants versus the midgets tonight. I'm not even joking. Pacquiao and Tszyu, I bet you both of them are giving up 6 inches. Pause, man. Flag on the damn play. Flag on the pause on this shit. All right. Get your minds right, man. Look. I'm telling you, these dudes are like the Twin Towers. Fundora and Barrios over their opponents are like they look like trees, man. And once again, this ain't for your lunch. This fight is not for your lunch. This fight is for the super welterweight title. That's what it is. It's the super welterweight title rematch after their first brutal fight in 2024. So I'm just telling you, this is going. That one got bloody, man. It was a lot of blood in that fight between these two. You know, because Fundora can throw a lot of punches without getting hit. That's how long his arms are, man. So who do you guys think is going to have the edge this time? Because Tszyu is a beast, and I believe that he's going to make some adjustments to Fundora. You know, Fundora's young. He's young, man. He's young. Will he be anticipating him? Because if you come in there with some ring savvy or something he hasn't seen before, he may get puzzled. That's going to be up to the experience of Tszyu to come in there and show this young Thundercat something that he hasn't seen before and see if he can make the adjustment. See if he can make the correct adjustments in the ring on the fly. That's what I've yet to see. This is what's bothering me with boxing. Because, of course, Fundora would love for Tszyu to stand right in front of him. And that's a problem. This is what Daniel DeBose did with Usyk. I was watching him and I said, man, he has so many tools in his toolbox that he hasn't even used yet. He stood right in front of that guy. Listen, his trainers, he needs some American trainers. I'm just going to say it. He needs to get with I don't know, maybe Teddy Atlas. He needs to get with somebody, you know, that can teach him. They were telling him to move his head, but his jab and his feet being stuck, he was getting off some good shots to the body, where I thought at one point that he was going to knock Usyk out with body shot. But what did he do? He stayed right there. He stood right in front of Usyk, right? This is how I know that his corner wasn't giving him the right advice. That Usyk was doubling up on punches. He would throw a jab and then repeat the same punch, and his head would still be in the same place. Both hands. Usyk's a southpaw. When he was throwing rights, both hands he was doubling up on his punches. Because one, Daniel DeBose never brings his hands back up to his guard after he throws punches. And he's standing right there. He was asking to get knocked down. And that's what happened. But that was that. Let's move to the key undercard fights, guys. We may go into the third quarter on this because this is going to be a great night of boxing, man. Pitbull Cruz. Where all my Mexican fans at? Where y'all at? Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Where y'all at, man? Where the Mexicans at? I need to see y'all in the building, man. Isaac Cruz is fighting tonight, so you know the Mexicans going to be in the building. They love themselves some Isaac Cruz, man. Some Pitbull with the mask on and the whole 9 yards. Little Tyson. He's little Mexican Tyson, man. He's fighting Omar Salcido. Okay? It's an interim super lightweight. And you know he's going to bring the noise. So there ain't going to be a lot of dancing around tonight, y'all. If y'all can tell already, right? It's going to be a whole lot of phone booth tonight. Yeah. If people getting in phone booths and whoever come out, That's the type of fight that these are going to be. And guess what? don't walk away from the television, because something could happen. Because all of these guys are going to be within close proximity of one another, and you may not want to be off of the couch going in there getting a drink or doing something, that you ain't got no business, and coming back and the fight's over. It could possibly happen that way. So I'm just telling y'all, just be very careful watching. I'm just coming from a boxing fan. I'm just telling y'all that something could happen tonight where somebody could go down and you be in the kitchen doing something that you ain't got no business, because this guy right here has the power to do it. Pitbull Cruz has the power to put you on your back pockets. He definitely has the power to put you in your back pocket, so you got to be very careful. He can do it. Just like that. I'm expecting a little blood in this fight also. Quiet as kept. Quiet as kept. I'm expecting a little blood in that fight. So it can happen. So this undercard is nice. So then you have Brandon Figueroa versus Joel Gonzalez. Okay, that's a lightweight imports. Plus the lightweight imports of this one guy that I'm about to tell y'all right now. So of course, that's the one that's going to be Brandon Figueroa, and Joel Gonzalez is going to be what it is. Okay, that's going to be what it is. So, but this is the fight that everybody, you would have never known that this guy was fighting tonight. You would have never known can anybody take a guess who it is? I bet y'all got it all wrong. So before we say good luck to, the Pitbull Cruz and Figueroa, good luck tonight, guys. I know y'all gonna put on a good show. But this guy right here could absolutely steal the show. And without further ado, y'all remember this guy? Do y'all remember this guy? Yo, I didn't even know he was on the card. First of all, I didn't know he was out of boxing for a while. I didn't know he was taking care of business. He adopted a few of his nieces and nephews, I believe. I know they said he has like a lot of kids running around the house, and he's taking on grown man responsibility. And he's been away from boxing for some time. Out of DC. He from down there, from that DMV area. So I mean, look, he mentioning some names out there too. He talking about he want to find out who the baddest from the city. Yeah, Lamont Roach. You chasing Tank, and he chasing you. Listen, don't shoot the messenger, bro. Don't shoot the, hold on, I need you to see me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what I heard the man saying. That man was talking heavy talk. Heavy like a Chevy. Man, we going into the third period, man. Man, we going into the third period, no halftime. We ain't scoring this one tonight. This is all about information. Yes, man. Gary Russell Jr. is fighting tonight, y'all. I didn't even know it. I'm saying I didn't know it. Listen, they got him on the bottom of the card. They, ladies and gentlemen, they got him on the bottom of the card. Underneath of Brandon Figueroa and Joel Gonzalez. And it says plus lightweight imports Gary Russell Jr. and Magsayo. So I'm like, damn. They're gonna do him like that. So he gonna have to knock somebody out tonight to get some respect. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. This is why I said y'all might want to watch this thing a little early and don't be walking to the refrigerator doing things. That, you know what I'm saying? Or creeping around the house with your lady or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You might want to pay attention tonight. You know what I'm saying? You got power, style, and future stars, man. And legends. Man, Gary Russell was champion. had a belt around his waist. He know how to throw them hands. He was trained by his father. God bless the dead. His father passed on. Rest in peace to his father, and my condolences to him and his family. But man, he know how to get it done. So I'm looking forward to seeing this tonight. And I just want to let y'all know that the undercard is it starts live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the main the pay-per-view starts at 8. You know what I'm saying? With a fight at 11 p.m. So you know, this is a pay-per-view thing too. You know what I mean? Say it's gonna cost $79.99. It's available on Amazon Prime and payperview.com. So you guys might want to check into that. And I'm pretty sure that Gary Russell's fight will probably be before the sun goes down. You know, that's why I said this thing can go fast. Because somebody could be getting knocked out, man. So you guys, man, listen, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. And leave your comments down below on who you guys think are going to win this fight tonight, or who your picks are. And just come join the family, man. Come join the family. This is the Scoreboard Keepers family, and we look forward to having all you guys over here. We have fun over here, man. And we talk about everything sports, hip-hop, and hot topics. And nothing's off the board over here, okay? If you're doing something strange for some change, you can make it on the board. You can make it on the board around here, okay? And we'll talk about it, okay? And we keep the score, and we only call it like we see it. You see it down the bottom. It says we don't keep receipts, we keep the score. So if you want it straight, if you want it straight with no chaser, you want to come get it here. Because we don't sugarcoat nothing. So if you come in here looking for that, you're in the wrong place. Okay? All right. So I look forward to seeing you guys, man. Listen, enjoy the boxing tonight, man. Good luck to all the boxers tonight. I look forward to a great night. I'm going to get myself ready, get some drinks ready, get my notes, and take some notes down and come back and bust it up with y'all and chop it up with y'all. And I will see you guys, later, either later tonight after the fight or tomorrow. So leave your comments down below, and I look forward to seeing you guys. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until I see you guys again, score.